a month. You can send your advice questions to emails, capital R, awesome@gmail.com, and we might answer your question live. So we're going to be doing that today. We just want to open up and let you know that our book in the month of August is Looking for Alaska by John Green, which Kat has right there on hand.
You have the tiny book. Have you guys seen these tiny books? They like read vertically like this.
They're just like, I feel like they're coffee table decorations.
Yeah.
So our live show is this Sunday. And most of you, oh my God, that's what I meant by Sunday. This Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and I'll be discussing all things Looking for Alaska, getting excited for the show on Hulu that's coming up this September.
Over.
Oh my gosh, I can't get anything right now. Our September book of the month is going to be Frankly in Love by David Yoon. It's going to be a very exciting time because it's like a contemporary love story. I'm pumped. And so we're going to get down to it. I'm Christine.
I'm Jesse.
I'm Kat.
We're Booksplosion. Woo! Okay, who has an advice question ready? Sorry, I threw that on you there.
Do we start at the new as of 7/24?
No, we can start wherever you want.
You can start wherever you want, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see here. We'll go with this one. I don't know what it's about yet, but we're going to find out together. Hi, Booksplosion. I've watched each of your channels for years, and you guys have been great role models over the years. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. I need advice because I went away for a weekend, and since I've come back, my three best friends have been...
My three breasts!
Oh, my three best friends have been excluding me. They have a group chat without me, and it really breaks my heart. I've asked them to hang out with me, but they always say they're busy, then post to social media pictures of them hanging out. Should I text them to see if I'm completely out forever, or just keep trying to get their attention?
No. It sounds like they're not your real friends.
Real friends probably wouldn't do that to you.
Never do that.
And it sounds like, I mean, you could reach out and like try to work things out, but ultimately I think you should go in not expecting much out of that, because it seems like, I don't know, it seems like they're not valuing your friendship and you deserve better friends, honestly.
Yeah.
That kind of dynamic is just unbalanced. If like one person is doing all the effort and like trying to reach out and do all the work and they're getting nothing in return, like that's not how a friendship works. That's not like a partnership at all.
Yeah. It sounds like they're being mean to you and you don't want that. I mean, friends just wouldn't do that to you, and you can reach out and try to confront them about it, but ultimately it just might make it harder, like sadder for you. But but maybe you want the closure. I don't know. It depends what you value more. If you want like them to tell you that they don't want you hanging out with them, because that could happen.
Yeah.
Or if you just want to let them go and try to make new friends in some new way. I like that would probably be the best course of action, because they don't sound like the best of friends.
Yeah. You deserve better for sure.
You deserve better. And there's nothing more like sad and uncomfortable than hanging out with people that you feel like don't want you around. It just sucks. It just makes everyone, I mean, it makes you feel the shittiest, I feel like, but like everyone is just not as comfortable.
And if those are the feelings that you're getting from these people, like those aren't the vibes you want. You want to find a better group that appreciates you and is like there for you and like wants to hang out with you.
Let's move on to a lighter question.
You have one?
Yeah, I have one. It's not like it's lighter than this. Okay. Hi, I'm 18 years old and I'm just about to start a super prestigious apprenticeship, and I feel like I'm way out of my depth. I'm really introverted and suffer with social anxiety. So I was wondering if you had any tips on making a good first impression and building confidence. So it sounds like you're starting an internship, and I have done this quite a few times and felt very, very scared and anxious whilst doing it. It's really hard, but I think the thing you should concentrate on the most is being proactive about being there, because their chances are not going to have much for you to do. But to show that you're interested, you have to be like, hey, like, do you want help with that? Or can I watch you do that? Or can you tell me, like, walk me through what you're doing today? Or can I shadow you? Or just like be proactive, try to be helpful. Like, don't wait for them to ask you to do something basic. Like if they have a kitchen, chances are like one of your responsibilities will be like cleaning the kitchen. So like, do that without them asking you, and like maybe bring them their drink that they like. Pay attention to little things like that so they start to pay attention to you. Because you can honestly just go the whole time just kind of being there passively, and then you won't get what you want out of it.
Yeah, you're not going to make an impression by doing that.
Yeah, it's really hard. I sucked at it.
It's hard.
Yeah.
If you read sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, I've never done an internship, but I can imagine that like you want to get the most out of it, and just kind of like floating and doing the bare minimum. Like you don't want to squander this opportunity where you can like talk to people and see different areas of like what they do and how they do things. So it's really hard. Like I have trouble when I've started like new jobs and stuff, and it's always hard to like reach out and like put yourself out there. So also don't stress about it if it doesn't happen immediately. Like you can take the first few days, weeks to like settle in.
You can, but usually it's not that long, so you don't want to take weeks. But also, I mean, like you can not be doing the bare minimum. You can be like asking if you have something, asking them if there's something you can do, but they still might not have something. And if you read Again But Better, she has an internship, and I tried to like, this is something that I like, one of the themes that go through it. It's one of the things that happens that like she learns to be better at. And that was in putting that in, I was trying to like help people who are struggling with this, like get in the mindset of what you could be doing, because I didn't do it. Even though when I knew almost like the third internship I did, I was like, okay, I have to do this. Like I was still too scared to ever do anything outside of what I was told to do.
Okay.
You have to ask where to submit questions and advice. Email us at emails@awesome@gmail.com.
Yeah, it should be in the description. If not of this live stream, it'll be later, or it's in the description of our previous Dear Booksplosions.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I have a question.
All right.
This one is lighter than the other ones we've been dealing with.
Good.
Dear Booksplosion, in the past, I lived either in a dorm or my parents' house, so I'm not used to having to make dinner nightly. Me and my roommates have been eating out almost every night that we've lived together in our new apartment. How do you find motivation to cook and eat something healthier than takeout after a full day of class, work, and homework?
Who has an answer?
I can answer. I'll go. I had no first. I had things to talk about. There is definitely a learning curve at first to figuring out like not only how to cook, but like what meals you want to cook and how to get good at them to the point where you're not having to like consult recipes all the time. So my recommendation is to like choose a couple of staple recipes that you can like get really good at, like a pasta dish or something with like rice, like some kind of, choose a base carb and build some kind of dinner meal around it. And then just like get a couple staples and start incorporating those. Like there's a learning curve, but you'll get better at it.
Kat, how do I like find new stuff though? Like I get stuck in like my same two things.
I mean, so do I, because it's especially when you get into that habit of like having one staple meal, like a couple staples, just do only that.
Literally, this is something that I've been trying really hard to do, like try new recipes, but it's so hard when you're busy to like work up that, because you're already like exerting yourself in some other way, to like come back and be like, okay, now I'm gonna do something new and adventurous for dinner.
Well, one thing that I've been doing lately is just roasting a bunch of vegetables. Like I'll roast potatoes, and like while those start cooking, I'll add like onions and peppers and broccoli, and just like it's really easy because
What do you mean by roasting? Like putting in the oven?
Yeah, put them in the oven. So like I'll chop up potatoes, put them in the oven with like a 30 to 40 minute timer. And then like while those start cooking, then I'll do the onions. So like those are going in like staggered nicely. And yeah, I just pop a bunch of vegetables into the oven and let them roast for a while, then put them all together.
Like, what about a meat?
Well, tofu? What do you want from me?
I started eating turkey burgers, which I could have with like a potato, a sweet potato, and a vegetable. But then I got stuck doing the same exact thing for like, I've been doing it for like 6 months, and now I'm tired of it. And I need something else. I'm trying not to have pasta all the time because it's not the best.
Well, I guess you don't like different burger styles as much, do you? I was like, try one with like avocado and one with like spicy, but you aren't into that.
Spicy. I don't like. I literally, my burger is just like I put some rosemary on it and some oregano and a little bit of garlic powder, and it's good with some ketchup and cheese. But like, I just need something new. Like I don't know what meat to eat because like red meat is bad for you, and like chicken's too hard to cook because it scares me. Like
Chicken's too hard to cook?
No, I'm just always going to get salmonella. I can't cook my own chicken without being afraid of it. I can't see it raw. Like
something funny when we lived together. Like Christine hated it when I cooked a chicken. She was always so paranoid about like what it was touching. And
I literally I use like 50 forks. Like I can't use this fork because it's from the beginning stage of the chicken. When I'm at a hibachi place, I'm like, oh my god, he just touched my chicken and it touched the vegetables. We're gonna die. I could make when John and I made teriyaki chicken from scratch, which is really good, but I always have to have him put the chicken in the baking pan, and I have to do baking of the chicken. Like I've tried doing chicken in like the skillet to make a stir fry, and like
Chrissy, you should try the Gardein like vegan chicken because it might be like a decent substitute.
What is it though?
It's made of like tofu and soy, but it's like they like process it differently. So
is soy bad for you or what? Like why?
It's not. That there's so many different.
There's all these things about like soy throwing off your like hormones. And
it's not true.
Jesse, what do you have to say on the subject of this? You've been silent.
Mr. Caesar salad.
Microwave meals are a great. That's exactly why I didn't say anything. Should we move on to the next one? I mean, Caesar salads are great.
How do you cook it?
How do I cook it?
Do you make your own Caesar?
Yeah. You get lettuce.
No, I mean the dressing.
No, I don't make my own Caesar salad dressing.
Okay.
That sounds too complicated.
What kind do you use? What brand?
I don't know what brand it is.
You don't know what one brand you use to make your one dish.
I like try different ones. I'm not picky.
Okay.
This is why I don't talk, because I'm being judged.
I'm offended that you don't have like a Caesar dressing that like the one that you like. Like you just grab whatever. Why? Different.
I'm not. I'm so quirky and weird. Wow. Okay, next piece of advice. Dear Booksplosion, how do you find a critique partner? I'm currently writing a book and did we talk about this one already?
I don't remember.
I'm currently writing a book and need someone to read it before I can revise when I'm done.
Kat, how do we find a critique partner?
Well, I've been in a couple videos for this, and I do novelty. We just had a novelty podcast go up about critique partners, so you can listen to that if you want to hear the whole podcast episode. But I've always met mine like we've started as like writer friends first. So like back when I first got my original critique partners back in the day, we were blogging friends, and we all had like our own aspiring author blog where we would talk about our journeys, and we would just like comment on each other's blogs back and forth. So when the time came that I needed a critique partner, I could just be like, hey, my blogger friend, will you be my critique partner? And it worked out really well. These days, probably things like Twitter, and if you have like a YouTube channel, an author tube channel, you can make friends with other author tubers that way and like make connections through that. But it is very difficult without putting yourself out there, at least somehow. Yeah. And it's also just difficult because like giving your work to someone to critique is a really big step of like putting yourself and your writing out there. So yeah, I would recommend Twitter, maybe Reddit. There are some like writing forums on Reddit that you can check out. And yeah, just generally it's about making friends and connections online.
Maybe during the month of November, NaNoWriMo forums.
That's a good time to do it. Like the NaNoWriMo forums, you can easily make connections, and like there are threads where people will share the premise of their book, and like you can, don't be afraid to jump into someone's DMs or message them and be like, hey, I love how your book sounds. Like if you need a beta reader, I'd love to read it. And like once you can start talking to them, you can ask like, hey, do you want to trade? Do you want to read mine too? So yeah, just reaching out, putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Making friends.
Gotta push yourself to make connections.
Next question I have here is from Megan. And she says, do you consider Chipotle and Panera fast food? What constitutes fast food? And in my opinion, like Chipotle, like fast food is like if there's a drive-through or if there's no place, or if it's just like one of those holes where you just like throw food at people when they come. So I think Chipotle and Panera are like medium food. They're like, they're not like fancy, or they're not like a restaurant, but like it's medium. And I have like a whole list of like mediums in my head, like Smash Burger, Five Guys. It's like this line between fast and regular.
Yeah, like I would go to Panera and like sit down and have a meal, but
fast-ish.
Yeah, it's fast enough because like you can get takeout from these places, and it would be like, almost the same as like doing a drive-through. You just have to actually get out of your car and go in. I really agree with Christine's point of like I consider fast food if it has a drive-through. Like that's fast food. If it doesn't have a drive-through, if you have to get out of your vehicle, that's not fast.
Right.
For some reason, it feels slightly less unhealthy if it's like
there's no drive-through.
We have to sit. Like they have to make it, so it must be a little better for you. Like Smash Burger feels way better than like Burger King, even though they're both burgers that are fast.
I've never been to Smash Burger.
I don't think I have either.
What?
I don't think I have either.
I love Smash Burger.
I've been there like once. I don't have them by me, so.
Smash Burger was the first burger place to be near me in New Jersey, like that. And we couldn't go to Five Guys much because it's all peanutty, and my siblings are deathly allergic.
You know where do you guys think pizza places would be in this medium food segment as well?
I feel like Domino's almost crosses the fast food lane now.
Like Round Table is like the nicer quality stuff, right?
I've never heard of Round Table because it's a West Coast thing. Yeah, and John recently was like, we should go to Round Table. And I was like, what the fork is that? Is that like a medieval place? Like, he's like, it's pizza.
I have a Round Table in my town.
Is it like a Pizza Hut?
It's like higher quality pizza.
Okay. So like California Pizza Kitchen?
No, because it's not a full. They don't have like a lot of other things besides pizza. Like you can't order like an entree. Really, it's like what kind of pizza do you want?
Oh my God! Someone's Panera has a drive-through, Emily.
Oh, our Paneras have a drive-through.
Whoa!
That changes everything.
That changes my rule. I still think Panera is medium food. But oh man, that's cray. Wow, everyone's saying that the Panera has one.
Wow.
Sorry, we were talking about Round Table. This is a very important conversation we're having. Should we go to the next advice question?
Sure. Is it me?
Pat, I think.
Yeah.
It's me?
I think so.
Oh, shoot. Okay, here's one. Dear Booksplosion, every time I'm in front of a camera, I feel extremely awkward and don't know what to do, especially when it's just me in the picture. I end up in ridiculous poses and making silly faces to combat the awkwardness. I have no idea how to take a good picture without it looking awkward or humorous. All the Booksplosion pictures you take and post always look amazing, as well as individual pictures. What advice do you have for taking a good picture? What is the key to posing and taking pictures as well as you guys do?
The key to posing is practicing in front of a mirror like Tyra Banks told us to for 12 years during America's Next Top Model.
Honestly, that's my answer as well. I watched every season of America's Next Top Model. So I like ingrained all of the like find your light and like how to like angle yourself and like don't hide the neck like.
But honestly, like I feel like the key to this is getting a friend who like you don't care about them seeing you do like weird stuff in front of a camera to film it. And to take
a friend will really work with you about it too, like who will actually give you direction and be like, move your head to the left, there's a weird glare, or like move your foot like this. Like maybe if you have any friends who are good at photography, they could help.
Yeah, or just like a friend that likes taking pictures as well, because then they'll be more patient with you because you want to trade and do their pictures too. Like I find I'm the most self-conscious when it's someone who's like not a person who does pictures or does Instagram, or someone who I feel like would make fun of my Instagram, like taking a lot of pictures for Instagram where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's just awkward. Like, and they don't tell you. They're just like, oh, I got it. And then you look at it and it's like, oh no, you did all the wrong angles.
Honestly, I always felt the same way, like super awkward and uncomfortable on camera, and like I never really wanted to take pictures. But actually, Christine, becoming friends with you and like being around you at like the first VidCon we were at and like these events, like you were more take charge about like let's take pictures, and that like made it easy for me to feel like not as embarrassed and awkward of like I'm the only one taking a picture. Like it was more of a, I don't know, there's like group excitement and like everyone was participating. No one was like being a downer about the photos.
Yeah. Like, I mean, photo shoots were like a fun thing for us, because then we'd have new pictures to post on our socials and all that stuff. And like now it's kind of like gotten blown out, like do so many. But like before, like when you don't have friends around you that are doing this and like can take pictures for you or take pictures with you, like some people just don't want to take pictures ever too. Like, and like I feel like that's always just sad, because then you'll have memories. I feel like I grew up around like my mom didn't take many pictures because I took them. So if I didn't take the pictures, there would be no pictures. Anyway, I forget what we're talking about. Oh, how to be comfortable. Another way to do it is to honestly like set up your camera and like do it just by yourself for like a while until you find like where you feel like your angles are. So when someone takes a picture of you, you can be like, I'm ready.
Also, just like scroll through your Instagram feed and copy what other people are doing with their poses. Like just get like, you know, inspiration from what other people are doing.
Yeah, I don't know. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and don't let the awkwardness affect, like, especially if you're taking pictures by yourself, like with another person, that can be awkward and like a little bit more of a hurdle to overcome. But don't be embarrassed or afraid of the awkward pictures. Like when we do our photo shoots, there's always like some really weird, awkward pictures, and we love looking at them and laughing at them. Like for every like good, like nicely posed picture you see on our Instagrams, there's like 10 ridiculous, silly pictures. There's always a lot. Like take a lot of pictures, and you'll get more good ones that way.
Yeah. And you secure like 2 to 3 poses that could be your go-tos. I was just watching, I don't know if you guys watch Damon and Joe, but Damon just made a video about like how he curates his Instagram, and he was talking about his poses. He's like, I have 2 go-to poses. This lean foot in front, this, look off to the side. It's just so funny because like we all have them now because Instagram is such an integral part of like being a part of the internet world. Like you have to keep up your Instagram. And, yeah, it was funny just hearing him say all those things out loud. So yeah, just try to secure at least 2 poses to be your go-to so you can be confident in at all times. Jesse, is it your turn?
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna take one that was actually put in the comments, and I think I can show it on the screen.
Whoa!
Wow!
Whoa! Look at that!
Whoa!
All right, this comes from Joshua, and he asked, "Can you give me some advice on how to emotionally deal with the fact that Spider-Man was kicked out of the MCU? I'm heartbroken and my soul is crushed."
I am convinced that this is going to crack eventually. Someone on this in this argument is going to crack because this is going to lose so much money for so many people.
It's such a weird situation to have this character's like movie future be a negotiating PR tool between these 2 companies trying to reach an agreement.
Yeah.
I'm still holding out faith that they're gonna work out some kind of agreement, and we are gonna get at least a 3rd Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. I'm hoping like it's gonna be a really big mistake on someone's part if it doesn't happen.
I feel like it's like a pride thing on both sides right now, and it's just like put it aside. We love Spider-Man. Stop. But John texted me yesterday and he was like, everything's ruined. I'm so upset. And I was like, John, just like hold on. It isn't over. Like,
he's like a huge Marvel buff, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Someone is saying no spoilers. These aren't spoilers. It's nothing that's happening in a movie. This is like stuff of like Sony and Marvel are arguing over who owns the rights for a Spider-Man movie, and they can't reach an agreement. So this is not a spoiler about anything that happens in a movie. This is 2 studios battling over property rights.
Because Sony technically owns Spider-Man, but they lend it out to Marvel, and they had
a certain number of movies, and now that contract is up, and they're renegotiating a contract.
Well, the contract actually, like, if Spider-Man made $1 billion, then Marvel was supposed to be able to make another Spider-Man movie, or like
there's got to be weird clauses in this contract.
Yeah, and now Sony's trying. Yeah, Sony doesn't want to do that anymore or something. I don't know.
It's the 2 studios are negotiating and arguing over like who gets credit for certain things, and like that's not a spoiler about any plot thing that happened.
But like whenever Sony makes a Spider-Man movie, when Sony made the Amazing Spider-Man movies, like they weren't half as good as the new Marvel, because Marvel just does everything way better. Like it's more prolific.
Yeah.
Okay. Advice Q. Is it my turn? Crap. Okay, let us see here. Okay. Okay, dear Booksplosion, I have a specific spot on my shelf where I want the toll to go when it comes out, but I don't think it's going to fit. Do I squish it? Do I rearrange the almost perfect shelf section? You all seem to be experts at bookshelf organizing because your shelves are goals. So could you please help out? And I think that maybe if this is a perfect shelf, like it can't be perfect. If you could squish it in and it fits right, then squish it. But if you can't squish it in, you need the toll to go there. Assess what's on the shelf. Is there something that you don't love as much as the others? Because take it off. What do you get?
I'm constantly rearranging my bookshelf after every book haul in very slightly, like I'm adding just a couple of books here and there, and like taking certain ones out and like moving series around. So I don't know, I really enjoy doing stuff like that. Like it's just like relaxing to kind of like reorganize my shelves, and like if I have a book that belongs in a series but there's no room on that shelf, it's like a puzzle I get to like rearrange and figure out how to do it. So yeah, if you can squish it, I usually do. I usually go for the squish.
I go for the squish.
But yeah, if you have to move stuff around, then gotta move stuff around.
How many pages is it supposed to be, the toll?
Probably like 400. I hate rearranging my bookshelves, like, because my bookshelf is like perfectly full. So I will only put something on it if either I think I'm really gonna like it, it's really colorful and beautiful, or I've already read it and I loved it and I need to get it on the shelf. So I'm constantly taking books off, and now I just have an I'm at a tipping point where like I have crates to donate to libraries, but like I can't hold the crates, so I can't get them to the library yet. So I'm waiting for a day where I'm gonna like cart them out. But yeah, I don't know what to do anymore about my bookshelves. I don't want a lot. I want my special books on shelves. I'm gonna have to start donating. So many more. Jesse, are all your shelves full?
No, I have one over here that's not full, but it's a disaster.
What?
It's such a mess. It's really.
I have zero shelf space. I have like piles of books everywhere. I have like more books on the floor than on my shelf, honestly, at this point.
I do. I have more books in these stupid boxes than I have like my shelf in my room is an absolute like hurricane mess. It's just like books are, because the shelves are also like they're not meant for just books, so they're like random sizes, and I have like a bunch of stacks, and I'm like, not cool.
You even have room for more bookshelves in your apartment?
No, because I don't want any more either. Like, because like I could do like those standing like the ones that I have that are like big piles, but like I don't want like it crowded with shelves, and so I don't want to add any more here. So no. I got like a cart because everyone was talking about those carts, and like I had so many copies of Again But Better, like author copies of Again But Better. I was like, I can get a cart for these. Like, but yeah, maybe in the next place I move to, I'll have some more room.
Okay, is it my turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dear Booksplosion, I recently got a dog that I love to death, but the only problem is my mom doesn't want him on the couches or beds, and I want a reading buddy. What should I do since he can't curl up next to me?
Jesse, is your dog allowed on the couch?
Yeah.
Is your dog allowed on the couch, Kat?
I don't have a
Did you
dog.
have him growing up though?
Yeah, but he was like an outside dog, so it wasn't really inside a lot. But otherwise, I would want my dog to be on the couch with me.
My dog was not allowed on the couch or on the bed, and he still isn't. What I would do is sit on the floor with him.
I was gonna say that's a good compromise. Like sit on the floor, or maybe a beanbag chair is like a bad idea because I feel like a dog could eat that. But maybe a blanket or something that you could have on the couch so the dog like isn't on the couch, but like you have a blanket, some kind of throw, or like a couch cover.
That's what we do. We always have a blanket on the couch. So he's technically like not on the couch itself, but like.
Does he get on though, like when you're not looking?
No.
Without the blanket?
We just like leave a blanket on the couch usually.
There. Okay. Yeah. So like Chandler, what he would do is when my mom wasn't looking, he would get on the couch. And like I'd wake up in the morning and come downstairs and be like, "Hey, Chandler,
you're supposed to be there."
I see you." And like he would know that I don't care, so I'd sit next to him, and then my mom would come in and he'd like jump off.
Like, oh crap.
Oh God, she's coming.
How big is the dog? Because like some dogs could like sit on the floor in front of the couch and like still be like, you know, against your legs or like close enough that they're kind of like a reading buddy.
Or if he's a lap dog, just sit him on your lap.
Yeah, he's tiny.
Yeah. My sister used to take Chandler up on the bed when my mom, like when she was in her room with Chandler, and then poor Chandler, he couldn't get up and down off of a bed like that because I think she used to hurt him trying to pick him up onto that bed.
My dog lays in my bed all day.
Oh.
So he's allowed on our beds.
See, I want to get a dog, but when I get one, I'm gonna have like a dog sheet. I think for like if I ever put him on my bed, because I feel like I just could get so paranoid about like germs and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I know Sandwich. I don't know if you guys follow Sandwich on Instagram. No, I don't think anyone does. His name is Sandwich the Doodle, and I love his Instagram. And they have a dog sheet that they put, and he knows like he can lay down when the dog sheet is there.
Sandwich is the one that lives by me, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Mom literally wants to go up there to meat sandwich. Let's see. Whose turn is it?
Is it mine?
I just went, so I think it's Jesse's.
Okay. Hey, Booksplosion. I also really want to start a YouTube channel, but my parents aren't comfortable with me putting myself online. I just really enjoy vlogging, and my mom says she thinks I have a talent for it, but they both freaked out when I actually posted a video. I have since taken it down. Any advice on what to do now? This is from Aubrey.
That's tough.
Wait, what happened with the parent? Wow, that one, you turned out the other.
Her mom thinks that she has like a talent for vlogging, but then when she posted a video online, her parents kind of freaked out about it.
I mean, how old are you?
Yeah, it really depends on your age, and I feel like maybe you just need to talk it through with your parents and try to like
maybe see if they like want to like approve your videos before you put them up and come to a compromise or something.
Yeah, or you could even I think how important is it that these videos are public, because you could still like make vlogs and like videos for like your own memories and like your own personal record and upload them unlisted or private so that you're still making the videos and you have those as memories to look back on, and like you could theoretically make them public in the future.
Yeah. Oh my God, start a channel in the future years from now and like have uploads for like every day.
From like the past, yeah. I think talk to your parents and like just communicate and figure out like what their concerns really are. Like, are they afraid that, you know, you're gonna accidentally share your address, or like you're gonna get like negative attention? Like, do they just not really understand current internet culture where like everyone has internet friends and like is on social media a lot these days? Talk to them.
I think that's a good idea. Like, assess what it is that they're scared of so that you can take it one issue at a time and try to walk through that with them. Okay, I have one. Hello, what motivates you to clean? I've been meaning to clean my room for months now, but every time I get close to finishing, I mess it up again. Thank you, Annie. And this has been like a huge issue in my life this year. Like, the older you get, the more annoyed I feel like, at least for this has been my experience, the more annoyed and aware you get of things being clean. Like, I never gave a crap in college about like cleaning my bathroom. I was just like, it looks clean to me. But like now this year has been like, I wouldn't expect like putting on a book to be like something that's like just makes everything stop in terms of like keeping up my house, but it did. And like I have not been able to catch up and everything has suffered. So there was a roach in my house last year and it came from the bathroom.
I remember this.
And I shut down that bathroom. Like, no one goes in or out. The door is always.
This was happening it was Y'all West, right?
Yeah, but then it happened
all in Christine's apartment.
There was another one that came out of the drain in that shower. Like, because I don't use that shower that much. And then when there's moisture in there, it's like, oh, cool. So now I get the house sprayed periodically, but that bathroom's not used, so I haven't cleaned the toilet, and there was disgusting, scary mold in there, and I had to get it removed, and it was so expensive, and now I have to, like, clean that bathroom at least, like, once every 2 weeks. And now I will never go long without cleaning anything ever again. Like,
I mean, it is also really hard if you live on your own or you're, like, especially living on your own. Because like that was a huge adjustment for me. I was like, I'm the only one around here who does the dishes and take out the trash and blah blah blah. It's like, well, yeah, because I live alone. I'm the only one who has to do these things. So it just feels like you are responsible for everything.
Yeah, and it benefits you to do the cleaning. Like, and you learn. I feel like it'll come a point you like learn a lesson. Like something bad will happen.
I actually saw one of my mutuals on Twitter said something the other day about how she was like so happy to come back from a trip to her apartment because her apartment was like so like curated with like things that made her happy, and like it was just like a really lovely living space. And like that inspired me to want to clean, because I'm like, I too deserve a lovely living space. Like I don't want to live in a mess. Like, I want to come into my apartment and not be like, oh, there's a pile of laundry and books on the floor everywhere. Like, I want to come into my apartment and be like, this is a lovely living space. I'm so glad to be here.
It feels better. Like, it literally, I am always like, the past few weeks have been so tense because of how much shit is around in my house. Like, I need to do like a full-blown overhaul and throw like a Marie Kondo everything I own, because I just don't have space. Like, I like run out of space. 5 years in this apartment is like, there's no space left for anything, so everything has to go. And you feel
it's easy to like make habits about it. Like, I'm bad at this now because like it's summer and it's really hot and I don't have air conditioning. But I used to make my bed every morning. Like, as soon as I got out of bed, I would make my bed, and like I got in that habit of doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Or getting into a habit of like, you listen to an audiobook for half an hour and clean every day.
That's honestly like the best way to clean. Like, start listening to audiobooks.
Yeah, because you're like, you can focus but still like do other things. So
yeah,
audiobooks and
longer, because like you'll just have the audiobook going. You're like, what else can I do?
Yeah. You're like, I'm listening. Like, you're engaged with, especially if it's a good audiobook and you're engaged with the listening, and you don't want to just sit there. So you like, I just start naturally like tidying up when I'm listening to an audiobook now.
Same. I think that's a really great habit to get into. And the bed, making your bed is such an easy thing in the morning, and it like makes you feel so much better. So
it's the perfect way to like set your day off with, you did something productive. It's an accomplishment. And also it just makes your whole room look nicer. And so like when you come in later, you're like, oh, this is nice for me to climb into bed now.
I literally never have my bed unmade because, first of all, I've learned lessons for that. Bugs will get in your bed. Like, if there's a spider in your room and you don't want it in your bed, that's how you protect it. One time there was a spider on my pillow and I was like, never again will a pillow be exposed when I am not in this bed. From that point on, I made it every day.
You and your bug issues.
Like, that scarred me so hard, having like a scary spider on my pillow. Like, my face goes there. Yeah, I'm very scared of bugs. I think they've changed. Every time there's something that happens with one, it changes my life forever.
I'm gonna go make my bed after this.
Whose turn is
another thing is this is a habit that I get into sometimes because I like being in my bed just to like be on my phone or my computer, and that's like not a good work environment unless I'm about to go to bed. So if you make your bed in the morning, you're less likely to get into it in the middle of the afternoon to just be lazy. So it's also just something that like keeps you more productive.
Yeah, since I'm afraid of sitting on my bed with it not covered up with to get germs in my sheets. I also inspires me to make it so I have somewhere to sit when I go in my room. If I'm not in my clean pajamas, not going in the bed. So I'm gonna sleep on the floor tonight. Mystical Potato, the floor is dirtier than the bed. That's where the bugs live.
Spiders will definitely get you there. They don't have to climb first. There's less obstacles.
Oh my god. Okay, I can't read these comments. Someone will come with a spider on their face.
What?
Whose turn is it to
it's mine. But are you guys highlighting your the ones that you answer as red?
Yeah, or I'm just highlighting them with a different color.
Okay, I'm trying to make sure I choose one that isn't hasn't been done yet. Let me.
Oh, I like this one. Let's do it next.
Chrissy, do you want to do the one that you just found, and I'll.
Yeah, sure. Or Jesse, do you have one?
Do not.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Booksplosion. I have 4 questions. 1. Okay, should we go through these questions? This is from Bridget M. Thank you, Bridget. Are humans solid or liquid? I think since we're like 70% water, we're liquid.
No, I think we're solids. Okay, the thing is, we're 70% water, but like
liquid cup.
Do you consider a watermelon like I consider a solid?
We're both. We're the best of both worlds.
Like lettuce is mostly water. It's crunchy water.
It's a
So
liquid.
solid.
We're just quirky liquids.
That can be the title for this episode. We're
Let's see. Okay, did you enjoy PE sport in high school, and do you have any tips for surviving it?
I did not enjoy any kind of gym class in high school, but as an adult, it is my biggest regret that I didn't get more into fitness when I was younger. Because like it's the longer you go without exercising, the harder it is to get back into it.
Yeah. I loved PE in high school.
Really?
We also played like a bunch of fun games. Like we would play like capture the flag. We did that big like umbrella thing. What's it called?
Parachute thing.
Parachute thing.
I was like 10.
And so yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. But it's because we didn't play like normal games. Like
did you have to dress down into like school gym clothes to do PE?
We did, yeah.
Okay. That was the part that I didn't like the most. Also, my junior year of high school, I had PE 0 period, which is at like 7 in the morning. And I hated it. It's like that. I think that's what really made me hate.
That wakes you up for the rest of the day.
Yeah, but it made getting ready and like being cute for the rest of the day impossible because like I would like do if I did makeup, which I didn't really wear makeup that much in high school, but like if I did makeup, it would be garbage by the time I'm done sweating it off. And then I wouldn't have time to like make myself nice. Like I'm all sweaty. Like, yeah.
I never sweat in high school. I don't know, like I like literally honestly I didn't really sweat until I started doing yoga and now I sweat. But I love gym and it's part of what made me a loser in high school because all the girls who were like cool were like, ew, gym, it's not cool to participate. And I was like, when we were playing soccer and hockey, I was like weirdly aggressive and like involved. But like we do like different units and I love one time we did rock climbing and we like climbed the bleachers all like pushed in, which is like my favorite thing.
Oh, that sounds dangerous.
we did art. We had one of my gym teachers like I think was trying to push all these new units. So we did like archery one and it was like the ghettoest archery setup, but like we did archery and I thought that was so cool. And we did like pickleball and badminton. Badminton was so much fun, and pickleball was so much fun, and volleyball. And I liked gym.
Oh yeah. I did sport and like I liked the activities. I just didn't like dressing down, and I didn't like having to do it first thing in the morning. I didn't like the swim unit. We had a swimming unit which I really disliked because I hated getting in the pool first thing in the morning. But yeah, I did cheerleading in high school and I did volleyball in junior high. So I like participating. I just never got into a good habit of it.
Yeah. I mean, and I was doing cheerleading all the time, like obsessively and tumbling and all that shit during high school too. Cheerleading is a sport, especially competitive cheerleading. It requires a lot of physicality and you have to compete. So that's a sport. I wish I could I want to try archery again. Archery does feel therapeutic.
I wish I did an archery unit. When you were talking about that, like I was like, oh, we never got to do that. But I would love to have done that.
I remember because like I have like hyper, what is it called? Extension. Like the thing, if I like wasn't careful, I would like hit my here, which was scary. Let's see. Oh, here's that other question. Worst experience in high school. Do you guys have a worst experience in high school?
Mine was 0 period gym. Mine was 0 period in general because like the year before I had 0 period chemistry and I had AP chemistry and I ended up dropping it and doing a regular chemistry in 6th period instead because I hated 0 period so much.
Jesse, do you have one?
I'm sure I do.
I know. Like I feel like these are the experiences I try to like repress and then not remember.
I'm like, I I don't want to remember my embarrassing moments from 12 years ago. Yeah. Like they're gonna approach my brain in the middle of the night when I'm trying to sleep anyway. So like, why do I try to intentionally remember them?
I know one that it always haunts me, and I also like talked about it in a video like back in 2013 or something. I had a lot of bad experiences with cheerleaders, but and I was on the team. But I always remember that in my AP environmental class, there was this kid who was like a cool kid who like always just asks for other people's homework because he never does his homework, and it's like, oh, can I copy your homework? And he asked me, and he's like this cool kid, and he like flirted with me, which like no one ever flirted with me. I was just like silent, mute, no friend, not friends with boys, girl. And I was like, okay, I gave it to him because it's like hard to be like, no, you know, like when someone does that to you, it's like, hey, Christine, oh my God, your hair's so cute today. And like, I gave him it was a lab. And like, you had to put in your specific, like, how much time do you spend doing TV every day and on the computer every day and on this? And he copied all the exact freaking numbers. And then I got a 0 on the lab. And this was the only semester that because all through high school, my goal was like to get straight A's, but I could never pull it in math. I always got like a B+ or a B. And then this semester, I had an A in fucking math. And then this class, I had an A-, and this brought it down to an 89.4, and I didn't get the straight A's.
Wait, why the teacher thought you copied him, or like what?
Yeah, he said they copied. You copied. Like they're the same. Like I got a 0 on the lab because we copied. And it's just like, how did he? I talked to the teacher and I was like, he looked at mine, like he asked to see it, and I didn't. He was like, doesn't matter, like it's copy. It's, it was the worst.
You should have known that, like you were a good student and you wouldn't have like copied or.
Honestly, I wanted to cry. You know, it was one of those moments where you like don't know what to do because the teacher was not
cried.
Budget. Like I was like, so it was like this mix of anger, so I could hold it back. I was so mad at that kid. Anyway, yeah, great times. Someone just say I legitimately just saw a ghost. Are you okay, Mystical Potato Reads? Oh my gosh. Yeah, Joshua was asking if it was the cute Asian guy. It was. Okay. We could probably do one more question.
Yeah.
Do either of you guys have one? Should I find one?
I have one right here.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the best closing question, but we'll go with it. Dear Booksplosion, I have an issue with my bed being covered in cat hair all the time. I have 4 cats, and obviously it makes sense that cat hair would make its way to my bed. However, I literally clean all the cat hair off my bed every single day, but every single day my bed ends up covered in cat hair yet again. In fact, there's so much cat hair on my bed, you could probably use it as a blanket. That's disturbing. Please help me with some advice on how to limit the amount of cat hair on my bed. Sincerely, Brittany. Oh, in case you wanted to know, my cats' names are Percy, Jackson, Simon, as in Simon Lewis, and Frederick and Lucas.
Aww.
Those are great names. Solid.
Yeah, I would just not let the cat on my bed.
Yeah. I mean, either that, stop letting them on your bed as much, stop letting them in your room as much, get some other kind of blankets to put on top.
Blanket.
Get a tiny little handheld vacuum thing, or a lint roller that you can like go over often. But yeah, otherwise, having 4 cats, like it's just gonna be a cat hair party.
Yeah, like don't look
at cats.
Yeah, cat shed.
They sure do.
Well, this has been fun times, y'all. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you want to send us your questions, and try to, we're open to any sorts of questions. Like, they don't have to be about books, like, anything in life. But before we go, we're going to remind you of our upcoming lineup. So we have a Looking for Alaska live show on Sunday at 7 p.m.
Christine will show up here on Saturday all by herself. talk about you people.
Yes.
You didn't do the joke right.
Okay, so it's Saturday. This Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then in September, we're going to be reading Frankly in Love by Nicola Yoon, David Yoon.
He's Nicola Yoon's husband, so
I'm having issues. And then,
if you guys haven't seen the book trailer for this, I would really recommend it. It's really cute. It has a great song.
and then in October, we are reading The Fountains of Silence by Ruta Sepetys.
I'm so excited for this.
Look how big this is.
Yeah.
Damn, Ruta. I'm a sight.
Ruta Sepetys writes beautiful, engrossing historical fiction. And I'm not a big historical fiction fan, but her books just, they really suck me in. Like, they're
honestly, they read like contemporary. It's not like some historical fiction is pretty dense, so that's what kind of loses your interest. And she does it so well. It's so accessible and beautiful and just so good. And we'll be announcing our November book of the month this Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm looking for Alaska live show. And Looking for Alaska is very short, so even if you haven't started it, honestly, you can
Tiny little book
and finish it. Yeah, I didn't even try, and I'm like half an hour out from the end of the audiobook because the audiobook is so good and so easy. It's a great thing to clean to because that's what I did when I was listening to it. I've been trying to make an effort to clean my apartment, and every time I go for hours and I'm like, I did so much, and I look and I'm just like, it doesn't look like I did that much. Too much. Anyway, good time.
Right. So I think that's it.
Yeah.
Our lineup, our live show.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. I'm Christine.
I'm Jesse.
I'm Kat. We'll see you on Saturday, not Sunday.
I think I was gonna say Sunday. Are we still